Keep my nuts in the mouth, squirrely girl.
Hey guys, it's llFallenOnell here, bringing you a list of the top games of 2013. The titles range from the smallest as such as the 3DS, the Triforce between the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Let it be known, I think this list turned out pretty solid, from all the painstaking hours I put into them to bring them to light now. Keep in mind this has no particular order, it's just a random matchup of my favorite games, so let's begin. Coming in at number 18 is the release of BioShock Infinite. After its release in March, critics declared the game as a definitive work of art, a rare example of integrity, innovation, and complexity in mainstream gaming. It had gotten a score of 94, in my opinion, which is well suited for this game. This game is very beautiful, gets to the point, and has your mind screwed over countless times. There's many different ways of looking at this game, especially at the ending, when it really just changes everything on you and just flips the whole story around, confusing you at every single turn, which is worth every single penny, and it's worth to play as a game. This game is very different from any other game you can play. It's different from every just shooter. This game has a true story behind it. It has a grit to it, and that's what I love about it, and how it can just flip on you in a second and just leave you boggled, like, why did that happen? Who did that? Why is this happening? And I love that, and I just love the little side characters it has, because those side characters, you don't really notice them a lot, but they play such a major role in the game, and they make it so beautiful, and they bring it alive. Every single aspect of this game has gotten so much detail put into it. I would have scored this personally a 10, and I'll go out right now and buy it again if I could. But this game is just, the way it presents itself, it's just like, it tries to bring you in from every other point. It doesn't just like, oh, you didn't like it here, oh, you might as well just drop the game, it's boring here. Every single turn, they change something, and they make you want to think like, okay, what's going to happen next? I really want to see, why is this happening to her, and why is this happening to him? Who are these people that keep showing up? Why do they keep showing up, and why does this keep happening? That's what I like about this game, and this is why I put it on this list for 2013. Coming in at number 17 is the infamous fun Battlefield 4. I obtained this copy for Xbox One, so my gameplay might be different from yours. My experience with this has been very, let's say, bad, from all the crashing and glitches. For PC players, I know it's very bad for them. From every about 40 minutes, it would randomly pop up saying no response and crash their game. For console players, for the Xbox One, I don't know about the PS4, my console would decide to randomly just send me back to the dashboard, and if I was recording, it would just stop my recording 100%, which was very, very aggravating to me, especially when I was doing so good and I loved everything in that gameplay. Some people might say, oh, that's not bad. If you crash, you just get right back on. That's not the point, really. For a game that has so much attention, they really should have a lot of fixes for this game. And from recent news I've got, they already messed up again. And they're about to give us more stuff, more double XP, which I don't think they realize that doesn't really make me happy. Because if I'm still crashing, I'm crashing on double XP, so I know I'm not getting the XP that I want, so I'm going to be angry again. And I don't think they're realizing that. I think they're just shoving us free stuff and like, oh, it's good, it's alright. But getting to the gameplay, I love this game so much. There's so much customization, so many different guns. I'm not a very good campaign player, and I never really had fun with it, but now they give you a reason to play campaign, and I like that. Just like they did in Battlefield 3, like they made you play those side missions so you can get guns. I kind of like that, so you can get more immersed into the game. And I just love this new commander mode that they put in. The commander mode is such a new way for players that are like outside of gaming, like platform gaming, who like have tablets or something, to get involved into games like this and help out from different aspects, and I like that about this game. That's why I ranked this number 17 on my list. Coming in at number 16 is DMC Devil May Cry. I have to agree with Angry Joe on this. The name is horrible. It just shows repetition of DMC meaning Devil May Cry to Devil May Cry, which has no meaning at all. But the story in this gameplay was very interesting. It's different. A different approach to the normal Devil May Cry. And I just like how they approached it. This is different. I don't know how to exactly explain it. It's just, it grabs you more. Like the other Devil May Cries will just have you like, oh, hack and slash, get this, new weapon, hack and slash, new weapon, boss fight. This, they actually have the meaningful story behind it. It kind of pulls you in, and it's just like, oh, let me keep going. I just want to know what happens to that person, and like, how can I stop it? It's very good. It's not something I would pick up and be like, oh, let me go buy this again. It's something that I would just play, beat, sell. But it's a game that's worth the money. And I'm pretty sure it's not $60 at the moment, so it's something that's worth investing your money in if you haven't already played it. That's why I put it on number 16 on my list. Coming in At number 15 is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Assassin's Creed Black Flag makes Assassin's Creed 3 look like a joke. A very funny joke. They changed up and ramped up everything that they had in Assassin's Creed 3 and put it in this times 200. And I like how they did that. They went about it the right way, smart way. I really thought a pirate game would be something that would be very boring, very desperate, and very sad. But surprisingly, this really was an amazing game. Very beautiful finish, and like all the characters and everything. The atmosphere, the side missions you can do, the side things you can do. It's just, I liked how they just tried their best to be like, hey, if you play this, you're not going to put it down for the next few hours. I liked it. The campaign was not short. It took me a few days to beat. And I liked how every little character had their part. And I liked how Kenaway, the main character you'll be playing, was so much different from any type of hero, or any way you want to put it, type of hero in any type of game. And I like how they approached that. The multiplayer was so beautifully put together. There was no issues that I found out with this game. I had no glitches that I found so far. Other people might have found some. Underwater might be a little difficulty in this game, but it's very fun, very different, and I liked about that. So that's why this is on my list as number 15. Coming in at number 14 is Tomb Raider, which I very much enjoyed. Tomb Raider finally begins to focus on the narrative and atmosphere, which is very rare in this case. And I liked how they went from the simple puzzle solving to a very complex game that actually had meaning to it. And I like that much about this game. And it's very beautiful and crisp, especially the finish. I like the ending much. Like, this game was worth the money, and I advise anyone who's watching this to go out and just go buy it. It's worth the money spent. It's enjoyable. It doesn't seem like a fun game, since it's like a Tomb Raider game, and then if you played a Tomb Raider game before, all you're in for is a bunch of puzzles, but this is different. This is like a very immersed, come try this out, we have a different way of approaching it this time, and we want you to see what we mean by different. And I liked it about this game. It was very beautiful, especially the different weapons. It was kind of weird, all the death scenes, because they look like they put so much work into her just dying. It's kind of weird. So after this video, if you want to go look at the death scenes, I'll have a video up soon about it. But it's very weird how much detail they put into that. And I like some of the puzzles, because some of the puzzles will just get you like completely boggled about, how do I do this? Let me sit here, or just go online and Google this, because this looks too hard. So this is why I made it a number 14 on my list. It's very beautiful, and there's different ways to approach everything in the game. You can't just go it one way. It's kind of like Dishonored. Like, they give you one way, but there's like 10 other ways you can go about it, and it's your choice of which one you want to pick. So this is why it's on my list as number 14 for 2013. Coming up on number 13 is the most anticipated game to come out on the Xbox One release date. And I must agree with, it is Dead Rising 3. The most beautiful game I've played on Xbox One so far, and the best. The gameplay is beautiful, the mechanics amazing. I have a few glitches and errors sometimes, like trying to squeeze a car through a tiny hole, punt, but it was very, very fun, and I just liked how many hours I actually took in my time to search through the blueprints and like build these weird weapons and get these weird costumes on. That just made me laugh and enjoy the game and run around just killing zombies for mindless hours. I find this better and more enticing than GTA, even though GTA had like a beautiful storyline. Just, this was so simple, and just like going forward, I liked it so much better, and it's just such a beautiful game to play on the Xbox One for a brand new next gen. If this didn't come out for next gen, it would really, really damage the release date of the Xbox One, and I really enjoy that this game has come out. It's beautiful, worth the money. If you have the money for it, I would not hesitate at all to buy this off the marketplace or go to your local GameStop. So that's why it's earned its way on my list. If we were going by numbers, this would make it in the top 5. That's all I have to say about this game. Coming in at number 12 is Saints Row the 4th. The further Saints Row gets away from reality and GTA, the better it gets. And I very much enjoyed this game. It's very different, and I would compare it neck and neck with GTA. I wouldn't sit there on the sidelines and put it below it immediately. It's a very good game, it's very different, and I just like the approach it took. How you can customize every little attribute to yourself and make the game different, and you had superpowers. I think that was a different approach. Kind of made me feel really good to play this game. It just made me laugh a lot from all the little jokes that they would throw in everywhere, and how they had different references to different games. I just like this game a lot. If you didn't like this game, that's your opinion, but there's no way you can not say you didn't like this game. It's just I just like how the difference between the mission and activities, like they had a different range of activities. You can ask to destroy alien strongholds or conquer alien towers. You might be taken to the streets of a range full of overpowered weaponry to cause as much mayhem as you can. And I like that. And like scenes like this right here, just made me laugh and sit there and just like, oh, that's funny, and it's kind of cool to have in the game. And I just like their approach to take it. That's why I put it on my list for 2013 as number 12. This is all to the Pokemon fans out there, for this is coming out into my number 11, Pokemon X and Y. I personally own Pokemon Y because that Pokemon looks so much better and badass, but that's my opinion. This game was very fun, made you want to play a lot to catch them all, literally. And spent many hours just running through patches of grass to catch one single Pokemon. It was very fun, and I just liked the battles online. And I liked how they tried to make it different by adding the Pokebank, which allowed you to play the game and switch over to any other copy that's on the 3DS or DS and transfer all your Pokemon into a certain area on the game. So any previous games you had, you can switch them all over onto this one single game, and you can play them with their special moves and their new moves. And I just liked how they did that. It's just different, because now you can literally own all Pokemon in this game. And it gets you playing with more people, and it makes you want to play online to test out your skills with your brand new Pokemon that you just acquired from all your previous Pokemon games. I just like this game, and that's why I put it on my list for 2013 Best Games of the Year. Coming in at number 10, you already guessed it, Injustice: Gods Among Us. It's a very beautiful game which introduces the original story featuring a large cast of DC comic icons such as Batman, Harley Quinn, Solomon Grundy, Superman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and a variety of others. It's being hailed as one of the best all-around fighting experiences you'll be likely to find. And fans of both DC and Mortal Kombat style fighters will be blown away by the high quality brawlers of epic proportions. This is being hailed as also the best fighting game on the PC market at the moment, period. Its mechanics are flawless in my opinion. It's very fun and gets you into the game. This is a very fun game to have around if you have a lot of family members in your house and you want to get some fun out of it, like the whole entire team. So it's a good game in my opinion. It's like 2K14. It's very fun to have when you have a lot of people in your house or a lot of friends over, or you like going for competition. This game is worth the money and it's very enjoyable, and this is something I would not sell if I were you. This is just in my opinion. It scored an 81, which is kind of low in my opinion for a game that's fun like this. But for my list, it scores a number 10 for 2013 as Best Games of the Year. Coming in at number 9 is Brothers, a very intriguing indie game that's very different, has a different twist on it, that's comparable to whatever I played as of late of indie or on mainstream. It synchronizes both your playing skills and your mind in an engaging gameplay between two brothers that involves you using one controller while controlling both. And I just like that, how they just did a different approach, and that's why I scored a number 9 on my list. It's very short, but it's very fun and it's worth the money, so if you want to play it, just go pick it up. It's indie games on PC. Number 8 is Antichamber. Antichamber is a game about labyrinth and puzzles. It is very entertaining and very different, and having you sit there confused about what the hell are you going to do next. This is a very fun game to play with like a family or by yourself even. It's a very hard, difficult game if you're not set for puzzles, and I really find it enjoyable. So if you have the money for it and the time to sit through puzzle after puzzle, I would really consider picking up this game. You will not be disappointed. This is why it's on my list for 2013. Coming in at number 7 is Metro Last Light. If you were to take someone who's played his share of shooters, someone who cares about the story between and around the shooting, someone who can appreciate games for the offer and new takes on familiar experiences such as Crysis 3, will feel like a soulless blockbuster to the amateur art film of Metro Last Light. I very much appreciate this game. It's very beautiful. It's a very different approach, and it's just I like the story mode. This story mode actually wants you to keep going for more, and it's just something a game that I'll always play over and over, and I would always choose. And the graphics were very beautiful. It's something that you can look back twice on and appreciate that this game actually came out. It was one of those games that just really made you want to love this year. If you've seen all the other games that came out this year, this was one of those games that were just like, okay, I'm gonna use those other games as toilet paper to wipe my ass because this was the shit. and I very appreciate this game. So if anyone else liked this game, just tell me about it, and tell me what you like most about it, because I really like this game. There's really nothing wrong with it. Very beautiful. It's not designed buggy. It looks like they actually took their time. They took their time on the art, made it look beautiful, made you change up the scenery, and it's just made you bring into the gameplay. It made your soul want to stick with the story. Like, I gotta know what's gonna happen next. I can't just put it down and leave. I gotta know what's gonna happen next. I gotta keep playing. I gotta find out the ending. And that's why it's on my list for 2013 as number 7. Coming in at number 6 is Super Mario 3D World. It is a beautiful game, and so much better than you really would think. And this is actually a game that would make you want to pick up your Wii again, and not just wait for Super Smash Brothers like I always am. Because every other game that comes on the Wii, you really just look at it as shit, unless it's Super Smash Brothers. But this game seemed like it really belonged to the Wii. It's very different. It helped dominate for the Wii. Like, this is one of the games that actually were worth picking up. And I really respect that. There's actually a game you can look at and be like, damn, that game was fun for the Wii. And really, the only game that I actually liked on the Wii was Real Steel when it came out, or Red Steel, whatever you call it. And the other game was Mario Party and Super Smash Brothers, and those were really it. That's it for a whole entire console franchise. But this game was very fun, and if you like Mario, this is a game that you could not pass up at all. The game was very beautiful. The storyline was, well, not storyline, gameplay was very beautiful, and I liked it. So if you really like Mario games or anything around Mario, this is a game worth looking into, and this is why it scored away on my list. It was very intriguing. It made me bring back a console I thought I would never touch again. For only coming in at number 5 is a game that most people thought would not make it on a list like this, but in my opinion, 2K14 really deserved its spot on this list. It's very fun for the next gen, and it's very cool how it just brings in everyone in your household together into a room and just like, hey, let's try this out, and just gets everyone hyped up, and I just like that. This game is very beautiful on top of that. The graphics are breathtaking. And it's not like it's a different take on every other game of basketball that has ever come out. But it's just very fun. So if you have a lot of family or friends that come over, bring this game over or buy it like ASAP. This game is a must-have. Throw it in this corner. Anytime someone comes over, you bring this out and it'll be fun as hell and everyone will have fun with it. It may get very annoying at times. For like me example, I can't play sports games for fun because I get very angry when I lose, let's say by like 30 points. I'll end up start raging and start breaking stuff. Like, I'll just curb stomp the hell out of my Xbox and just be like, it's your fault I lost. But hey, this is why it earned its way on my list for 2013 Best Games of the Year. Coming up is a game for the 3DS, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. It introduces a defining feature that affects both story and gameplay. In the case, the Hydraulium hero can transform into a painting capable of navigating otherwise inaccessible areas, which I find very different and very fun. For a game like this, it very changes your aspect on gaming and makes the game come alive. And I find it's different. That's what I like about games like this. It just changes the perspective of how you think the game should be approached and your way of thinking. And for a game for the 3DS, this really came out kind of fun, because the only game I got on 3DS is the Pokemon X and Y, and I thought that'd be the only game I would be buying, but this came up, and it is so worth it. So if you have a 3DS, go pick this up, and go pick up Pokemon X and Y. You won't regret it, and it's worth every penny. Coming in at number 3 is Luigi's Mansion 2, also known as Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Luigi's Mansion 2 is a fantastic adventure full of charm and personality, and gorgeous graphics and more than enjoyable mechanics. A control scheme that screams for a second analog stick and somewhat disappointment last mission are the only minor drawbacks of a more than recommended purchase. This game is very beautiful, and this is why I recommended it as number 3 on my list for the best games of the year 2013. This game I had to put second. I know I'm not going by numbers here, but what would I look like not putting this in the top? Grand Theft Auto 5. The game that we all have been waiting for. 2 years after the trailer has been released in 2011, this game came out in 2013. It's a breathtaking, beautiful, artistic. It's a game that just takes you from your every normal day life and just drops you straight into Los Santos. It's such a beautiful game, and a game you would never put down if you have a chance to. And a game that lives up to its reputation. A game that in my case I would rank a 10 out of 10. It's very beautiful. There has only been one problem that I've came across in this beautiful game that's been bothering me is the bugs and the glitches that are online. Aside from the glitches and all that, this game is a perfect must-buy, must-have, must-own, anything you can think of game. So if you enjoy video games and you don't own this game, you're really losing the aspect of gaming here. This is as close as it gets to the beautiful grit of real gaming. That's just in my opinion, but this game is something that really lives up to every single word it says, and everything image it puts out, it lives up for that. So in my opinion, this gets a 10 out of 10. Has to be ranked number 1 or number 2 on my list. Sadly, it's ranked number 2 to my other favorite game. Coming in at number 1, and this actually should hold the spot number 1 in my opinion. The PlayStation 3 game, which was a horrible mistake in my opinion, but beautifully mastered game, was The Last of Us. This game rightfully takes a spot as number 1. Pulling your emotions left and right, your temptations left and right, how you feel, how you approach things differently, everything was mixed into this game. And I just love the way they portrayed that and how they established a connection between another person. It's just like beautiful how they tightly knit all the characters together, and all the characters you meet along the way, how you slowly smooth your way into that, and how quickly they can break apart. I just like how they did that, and it's like a game of survival instincts, and it's just like the domination wins. It's like whoever feels doubtful is the problem. I don't know how to explain it. It's this game is just so different from any other game I've played. It's like, it reminds me of Metro. It's just different. It just, you can't explain it. It's just something that hasn't been a normal. Like the hack and slashes, shooters, adventure games I've been playing. There's nothing that compares to The Last of Us or to Metro Last Light. Those games are my top picks, even though they're not rightfully on the list and like a right numbering for people. But you understand where I'm getting at with these two games. They're beautifully mastered, and to see them being portrayed out there for only a certain console bothers me so much. Metro only has PC, Last of Us only has PlayStation 3. And it hurts so much to see that, because they could expand that and destroy consoles and every other gaming company anywhere with just these two games if they decided to let them out on all consoles. I feel like, in my opinion, they did it on purpose because they knew it would be that good. Sounds cocky, but it makes sense. Look at how good their games are. And this is why this is placed as number 1 on my list. Beautiful architecture, amazing gameplay, tearjerker almost, emotional story. I love it. Connects all the players together, makes you understand all the character stories, the backstory. I just love it. There's nothing you can go wrong when you buy this game. I enjoyed it. This is my list for 2013, the top games, my opinion only. If you have a different opinion, post below. I'm happy to see your reviews of how you feel about certain games, why this wasn't here or why this wasn't there. I know people are going to complain about why isn't Call of Duty here, Ghost. Ghost really wasn't that much of a different game this year. It was really the same exact game it is every single year. Nothing really changes. Different maps, different story, still the same crap game. But it's not bad. It's a different approach on Ghost, but Ghost really would not be on this list at all. The only thing that kept me with Ghost was the new game mode, the aliens. Fucking amazing. I think it's almost better than Zombies, in my opinion. But hey, that's just coming from me. I'm not someone who's huge on YouTube, so it's not my choice of really who hears this. But that's my choice. And so if you like this, like and comment, subscribe, and I'll make more top videos. So if you enjoyed this, have a nice day. Leave your comment of how you felt. I'll enjoy the reviews. Thank you. Have a nice day.